Morning, Zia. Thank you so much for joining me today. To you, Zia, if you want to do a bit of an introduction.
Sure. Thank you so much for having me, Simon. And it's nice to see your face after so many phone conversations. So my name is Zia. I'm the Director of Partnerships and Communications at Reforest Now. We are a NGO based in northern New South Wales in the Byron Shire region. We grow and plant trees and reforest cleared land. And we also do a bunch of conservation programs working with endangered species and critically endangered species.
And how long has Reforest Now been around then? What's the background to?
We're pretty young. We just had our second year birthday. Before that, our founders, Maximo and Mike, were working up in the Daintree rainforest up in far north Queensland for a group called Rainforest Trust. Their initiative stopped up in the Daintree quite suddenly. And Maximo and Mike are locals to Byron Bay and decided, there's very few replanting and reforesting organisations there. And the particular rainforest of northern New South Wales is extremely important for the local and regional climate, as well as the second most biodiverse rainforest or forest ecosystem in Australia. So they started Reforest Now in 2018, building the first nursery in Mullumbimby, which is just outside of Byron Bay. They built that with any materials they could find and a little bit of funding. So very humble beginnings in that little nursery. In the beginning, it could grow yearly. It had about a 20,000 tree output. And as of this year, we expanded it. We were super lucky. We got 4 grants and we rebuilt our nursery. So now we can grow around 80,000 trees a year.
Amazing.
It's a bigger nursery. The humidity control is better. The volunteer space is better. The potting up space is better. So in just 2 years, we can now grow 80,000 trees. We've planted about 50,000 trees and grown over 200 endangered species. So a lot in a little amount of time.
I was going to say that's very impressive over 2 years. Amazing, and so good to hear such a success story, and it's just an amazing thing that you guys are doing. So, well, thank you so much for coming on and today and sharing it with us. Anyway, around it, I actually saw. I saw something. It was Robert Swan. It's the greatest threat to our planet is the belief that someone else will save it. And I think it really resonated with me. And I think we're just really eager to see where this partnership can go. Obviously, it's very fresh. We're 1 month in now and successfully made our first donation, which we're very happy. So very small beginnings from our side, but it'd be great to see where we can go and how we can support you through the future. So I guess for us, it's our way of kind of just giving back, but we're really kind of keen and eager to see how we can develop and grow this partnership between us.
Yeah, well done. It's only been a month, but you've already planted trees.
It's amazing, but no, it's something that we're really passionate about, and I'm just really eager to see how we can help and develop. But hopefully this video will give a little bit for other people that might want to get involved and how they can do it. So what's your role? How did you get involved with Reforest Now? Where did that start for you?
So personally, since I was young, I've always had a thing for trees. Whether it's understanding them, studying them, being around them, looking at them. And then I started studying environmental science early on. Then I went to Sweden for my master's in environmental management and communication. So a lot of project management, and their level of education is wonderful, but my heart is with the rainforest. Yeah. And there's rainforests over there. And I worked with Maximo up in the Daintree many years ago. I'd say that's about, maybe it's about 6 years ago. So we've known each other for quite some time. Yeah. And when I would come back to Australia, we'd work together. And then he started creating Reforest Now and got me on board. And I haven't left because I adore it. And I see the way the organization works. There's so much passion behind it. And there's so much transparency, and it's a super grassroots organization, but the amount of passion, hard work, and collaborative atmosphere and community atmosphere there, like I really believe in what they do. So that's how I got here.
Yeah. I mean, you just hit the nail on the head. Collaboration there, right? From your side, from our side, but collaboration is such an important part. I guess it's something for us as a partner for you guys, but I guess internally as well. It's exactly what needs to happen, right, for this to work together and to see where we can go. But so goals, obviously you've achieved so much in so little time, 2 years around, but what are the short term, 3, 6 months, and what's the long term goal for Reforest Now? And can you
Yeah,
tell
I
me
mean,
a
I
little
can
bit
go
about
into our 2020 goals. This year, our goal was to expand our nursery, which we were super lucky that we achieved. So now that we have our bigger nursery, our goal is now to fill that nursery out completely. So that nursery at one time can hold around 40,000 trees. So we have our team in there growing trees most days. We have a backlog of donations of trees, but we want to be able to plant them ourselves, because we have that nursery for many reasons, to involve the community, to involve volunteers, as well as we know what species we're growing and we know where those seeds have come from. We go and seed collect, and something that we noticed was that a lot of the nurseries in the region seed collect from a few parent trees, or they can't tell you the parent trees. It's like getting all your kids from the same parents. You have a lot of genetic problems that will happen in the long term. So that's why we have the nursery, and we want to focus on growing those trees. We're also doing a lot of bush regeneration on large scale properties. So focus our efforts in regenerating some properties before we go and plant trees, as well as an overarching goal of getting to about 65 to 70,000 trees at the end of the year. Another goal, I mean, a long-term goal for us, it's not just in 2020, but it'll be every single year, is when we drive around the Byron Shire, we want to be able to see Reforest Now plantings, or anyone's plantings, everywhere. There are so many sites, so many properties that used to be farmland. This area was completely cleared, or almost completely cleared. It used to be Australia's largest expanse of subtropical rainforest, and up until the 1970s, it was extremely cleared for logging and for cattle farming. Now only 1% of it remains. So while you go there and it's really lush, if you look from an aerial view, it's mainly paddocks. So when we drive through, our long-term vision is just to see reforesting on all of these properties, or most of them at least, where the landholder will give us that land.
Amazing. And obviously you mentioned the nursery, obviously in Byron Shire, but obviously you're planting sites. How many different sites have you got or involved in? And can you talk us through that?
Yeah, well, we used to plant up in the Daintree. Now in northern New South Wales, we have around 11 active planting sites, although we do want to narrow that down. And instead of planting here, planting there, we want to choose those bigger sites, which are 10 hectares and over, and focus on them and plant them out. So at the moment, still 11 active planting sites, but 4 or 5 are our priority, because we can see a long-term vision on that site. And also they're strategic sites where you're connecting fragmented rainforest, or they have a creek that needs to be buffered out. Those creeks are really important. The more trees you put around those creeks, the more they'll survive and they won't dry up. So we're focusing now on 4 or 5.
Amazing, awesome. And I think, I guess one of the points, we're in a global pandemic at the moment. You know, COVID-19 is upon us and is changing a lot for a lot of people. But we've also, we can't forget, we've also just experienced one of the most devastating fire seasons in history. So how has this affected your mission? How has it affected Reforest Now? And how have you responded?
Yeah, I mean, our mission, it kind of accentuated our mission to keep planting trees. We were so grateful that in 2020 we received a lot of funding and a lot of support from all around the world. We had people helping us from France, Italy, Germany, the US, New Zealand, all saying, like, what can I do in the face of these fires? So we were really lucky. We had that funding to go and plant trees. What we're doing with the burnt sites, we have kind of a two-pronged approach to it, or twofold approach, is to go and reforest those burnt sites as well as go and focus our efforts as well on like our really dense wet rainforest sites, which are part of those 4 or 5 priority sites. The wetter these regions are, the less likely another fire will come through. They seem to stop at these really wet sites. And if we can focus these wet sites around easily burnt areas such as eucalypts, they kind of stop there. So it's not just reforesting those burnt sites, but it's 2 at once. Also, the bigger the rainforest, the wetter the rainforest and the healthier it is, it's much better for the local climate. The rainforest itself is a key determinant of the water cycle, which is the key determinant of the local regional climate. So it was so dry last year, even in June, July, you could see it was like the grasses around were just crispy and brown. It was just like, it was a matter of time before it happened. The more trees you have, the more hectares, like I'm talking hundreds of thousands of trees, the wetter that region will be, and the less likely that devastating fires will come into that particular region. It was really unusual that the rainforest burns. There are no species within the rainforest which are called pyrophytic.
Yep.
These are species which need fire to come through and open their seed pods, which is common all throughout Australia, except for in rainforests. So it's really unusual that rainforests burn. They shouldn't be that dry to burn, but if we make them bigger and wetter and stronger, then at least this region can stay safe. And although my region, my knowledge is about rainforests, so I'll stick to that. I won't talk about the other areas. But yeah, we are reforesting a lot of burnt sites. We have done a lot of site assessments on these sites. You can't go and plant straight away. What you've got to do is go and check out the site, clear invasive weeds that come through first. We were shocked. Within 4 weeks of the fires that ended, we had these big weeds called lantana. They're a really big bushy weed full of thorns, and they provide very little habitat and food for local species. And they came through in like a month, just up to your waist, just full big weeds. So we want to go and clear them, because with them, they don't let the little seedlings emerge underneath, the natives. So that's the first step, clearing those weeds, doing a site assessment, what species will benefit there, how can we put wet species there,
Yep.
and then going and reforesting those sites.
Yep. Awesome. And how many people have you got working? How many people are associated with Reforest Now?
Internally, our internal team, there's about 20 of us.
Yeah, okay.
And that goes between administration, nursery, bush regeneration, and planting.
Yeah.
And we do want to increase that. We want a big team. We really believe in employing people for conservation and environmental work.
Yeah.
Volunteers is fantastic. That's a core part of us. But we want more environmental jobs. We want more reforesting jobs, and also supporting our local community through that. Yeah. Another long-term vision of ours is to have little Reforest Nows, or big ones, all around the country, or all up the East Coast. So this model can be expanded, that you have a nursery, you have a team there growing the trees, driving them out to sites and reforesting. You could have that all over the country with the same sort of management, and they receive support and training from us.
Well, for everyone watching, or anyone wants to get associated with that, then please reach out to Zia directly. We'll use it. We're a recruitment firm, aren't we? So we can post it out to people and say, please get in touch with Zia directly. They're always looking for people. So yeah, just maybe run through, and yes, hopefully you can get some more people associated and develop. But and what's I guess for partners, you obviously always need people. How can people get involved? How can people help? What can people do? What can people talk us through that? Like, how can people get involved? They watch this today and they really want to help. How can they make a difference?
So how can people get involved? Like, we really wanted to make it as easy as possible for individuals, businesses of any size, and organizations to plant trees. And we found that that wasn't really the case where we were. So anyone can either plant trees or donate directly to us for organizational growth, which is a really important part of any NGO. Individuals can be one-off or monthly tree givers of any amount of trees they like. And we'll tell you exactly where those trees are. Every month we do a little report and tell you where your trees have gone. And for businesses, we've found that's actually become a core part of Reforest Now. We didn't expect that in the beginning, and that wasn't part of the initial model or thoughts at all. It's kind of happened really organically. A lot of small businesses said, we want to plant trees, what can we do? So we started creating these partnerships, like a one-for-one, every product or service plants a tree, or fundraise with your customers or your clients, your community, or have a goal like we want to plant 1,000 trees every month or every year, and then do that. So we really make it as easy as possible for our partners, and we can make a partnership look however you like, whether that's a few trees, whether that's a whole forest, that's completely up to you.
Yeah, awesome. All right, well, that's fantastic, and I can vouch for that. I think it's been an absolute pleasure, obviously, getting to know you, but also just how easy it's been to start and kickstart the partnership from our side. So we're very grateful for allowing us to join forces and start an initiative for our side. But for anyone else wanting to get involved, please just reach out to Zia directly. But yeah, look, I think unless you've got anything else, that's a really good kind of way to kick things off. I think we'll have some more content that we can get out in the future. But it's been a real pleasure just speaking with you today and understanding a little bit more about Reforest Now, and I guess some of the goals that you're looking at, and also how people can get involved and help. But
yeah, thank you. Thank you for having me, and so much for sharing the message of planting trees. It's such an important thing we can do, and it's so easy, and it's a direct climate action. So I'm really excited about it. Thank you.
As we are. But thank you so much, Thea. It's been really great, and hopefully speak soon.
Yes, bye.
Cheers all. Bye.
Hi, I'm Maximo Bottaro, CEO of Reforest Now.
Hey, I'm Michael. I'm one of the co-founders of Reforest Now.
Hi, I'm Zia, Director of Partnerships and Communications.
My name's Tashi Maisie and I'm the Nursery Director.
Hello, my name's Josh Fryhall and I'm the Youth Director here at Reforest Now.
Hi, my name's Conan Ray. I'm Director of Construction, Nursery Maintenance and Site Maintenance.
Hi, I'm Madeline and I work in outreach and bush regeneration.
Hi guys, my name's Roman Vassell. I help out here with the tree planting and of course with the bush regenerations that we've been doing.